What if I told you there's real gold hiding right where you least expect it? No digging, no heavy tools, just nature's clues. Stick around and I'll show you how to uncover treasures that have been beneath your feet all along. Gold isn't always where you'd expect it to be. Forget the deep mines and heavy machinery. A gentle stream can hold secrets worth uncovering. Imagine standing beside a calm creek, surrounded by the quiet symphony of nature. A place where treasure lies unnoticed, mere inches below the surface. Many pass by without a thought, but those who know where to look can reveal golden opportunities hidden in plain sight. The allure of this pursuit isn't just the gold itself, it's the simplicity. No tools, no excavation, just the ability to understand the land and the water that shapes it. Looking for these treasures demands patience, keen observation, and a willingness to slow down. You'll soon see why the clues nature offers are the key to uncovering what most overlook. And if you follow these hints, gold becomes predictable, leading us to the unique properties that make this discovery possible. Gold's defining characteristic is its remarkable density. This property not only sets it apart from other metals, but also reveals a crucial truth for those searching for it in nature. Gold is nearly twice as heavy as lead and far denser than the rocks and sediment surrounding it. This weight determines where it settles and how it interacts with moving water. Even in its smallest form, a single flake, gold naturally sinks as far as conditions allow, ultimately finding rest in areas where the flow of water slows down. Picture a winding creek. As the water courses through bends, around rocks, or past fallen logs, its speed fluctuates. Where it slows, the heavier materials, like gold, settle to the bottom. This isn't random, it's a predictable behavior governed by the forces of nature. Bends in a river or areas behind obstacles act as natural traps for gold, creating an environment where these tiny treasures can accumulate over time. Each of these spots holds the potential for discovery, an invisible map written by the water itself. This principle leads to the first rule. Gold collects where water slows. Imagine approaching a shallow pool on a quiet morning. The smooth surface offers no immediate clues, but just below, the dynamics are perfect. A submerged log has created eddies in the current, a subtle disruption that transforms speed into stillness. This is where gold lies hidden. It is drawn to these slow-moving sanctuaries, waiting to be uncovered by those who understand its tendencies. But identifying gold requires more than knowing where to look. Many expect a dazzling shimmer to reveal its presence, yet this assumption leads them astray. Real gold doesn't shine with the brilliance of polished metal. Instead, it exudes a deep, warm glow, a steady light rather than a fleeting flash. This subtlety makes it quieter than the sparkle of mica or other minerals often mistaken for it. A trained eye seeks the richness of its color, a glow that seems almost alive, as though the sun itself has infused the metal. When you reach into a shallow creek and grasp a gold flake for the first time, its weight will surprise you. Even the smallest piece feels substantial. This density, combined with its resistance to corrosion, is why gold has endured untarnished through centuries. It is not merely a source of fascination, but a material uniquely suited to survive nature's relentless forces and remain for generations, just waiting to be discovered. The current of the creek continues, a reminder of the ever-changing landscape created by water. These unique properties of gold not only make it precious, but also profoundly accessible. Understanding them is key for every prospector, whether standing at a remote stream or exploring the edges of a suburban waterway. These principles answer the first question in the search: where does gold rest and why? From here, the journey continues into the art of seeing what others overlook, the next step in spotting treasure in the wild. Gold moves according to simple physics, dictated by the flow of water and the weight of the material itself. Standing at the edge of a creek, the first rule becomes clear. Gold settles where water slows. Bends in the stream, tangled roots, and shallow pools are not just scenic spots. They are the places where gold rests, waiting to be noticed. Observing where the current is a skill that comes with practice. Near a bend, the water relaxes against a cluster of rocks. Here, sand and fine gravel accumulate, stirred only gently by the soft movements of the stream. Even without specialized tools, sunlight becomes your greatest ally. As it filters through overhanging branches and hits the water at an angle, the surface transforms. The trick lies in the angle of observation. Crouching low, your line of sight skims under the ripples. This perspective reveals what others might miss. Gold isn't the flickering, sudden sparkle that cartoons may suggest. It shows itself as a steady, warm glint under the surface, unlike the shifting light of illusions created by mica or pyrite. There's a permanence to real gold's glow, a density even in its appearance. With a careful hand, you reach into the cold water, brushing away tiny pebbles to reveal what's beneath. The weight of a flake or fragment, though small, feels heavier than it should, its density serving as the definitive clue. As you continue downstream, areas near fallen logs or sharp twists in the current become key focus points. The water's flow slows just enough to deposit heavy particles, leaving tiny pockets of potential. These places, marked by black sand or subtle changes in sediment, guide the way. Every creek tells a story of movement and stillness, and gold thrives in these quiet intersections. From this foundational skill of observing the natural patterns of a creek, the hunt deepens, linking to the next clue. Black sand, the companion of gold. Black sand isn't what most people think about when hunting for gold, but it should be. It's more than just sediment, it's a marker, a signal that nature leaves behind. Magnetite, a heavy mineral, often mixed with other dense materials, tends to settle in the same calm pools and bends as gold. When you spot those streaks of dark sand, you're effectively standing in gold territory. This subtle sign is something many overlook, but paying attention here makes all the difference. To verify you're in the right spot, let your hands do the work. Scoop a small amount of the dark sand and let it sift through your fingers. The weight alone can feel unusual, heavier than ordinary sediment. Patterns in the sand often point to accumulation points where gold might rest nearby. Look for areas where the black sand naturally swirls, settles, and forms subtle lines or patches. Some tools can help you better investigate these signs. A simple magnet, for instance, separates much of the magnetite, leaving other resistant materials behind. What remains could include fine flakes or curling fragments of gold. That's when you know you're on to something. Sifting isn't just a method, it's a way of tuning into nature's design, feeling for the resistance, and staying patient as the grains reveal their secrets. Pay special attention to places where water slows near natural obstacles. Boulders, fallen tree roots, or slight drops in the creek bed create perfect spots for these concentrated deposits to gather. And the magic happens when sunlight hits just right, revealing faint yet unmistakable glimmers amidst the black sand. That warm, glowing hint signals gold, steady, and undeniable. With magnetite as your guide, you're no longer just observing, you're reading the Earth's language. And this fluency sets the stage for your first thrilling discoveries just downstream. Gold has a way of rewarding patience, but only if you're willing to notice the quiet moments first. A slow-moving creek doesn't hide its treasures with glitz or glamour. It's subtle. Holding gold for the first time is a tactile reminder of this subtlety. The flakes, so small they vanish if you don't look closely, feel heavier than their size would suggest, a deceiving density that reinforces their value. There's an intimacy in these discoveries, in the way fingers sift gently through sediment without disrupting the balance of water, leaving the creek as undisturbed as nature intended. The first glimpse of gold isn't magnificent, it's soft, almost modest. A faint glow buried among pebbles and black sand. That moment when the tiniest flake appears is transformative. It's not about the gold itself, it's about the pause, the realization that treasure can exist where you least expect it, hiding beneath ripples, bound by water's movements, unnoticed by those who rush past. Time seems suspended when your eyes catch that warm, unwavering shimmer, the kind that stays even as sunlight shifts. It's a glimpse that roots you into the present, making every motion deliberate. Scouting along the creek becomes second nature. Each bank, each curve of the water feels like an invitation. Stopping at a tangled mess of roots or the base of a bend, the rules of gold hunting come alive. Gold prefers places where water whispers rather than roars, where its weight allows it to settle. The soft edges of fallen logs gather secrets, traps for particles drawn down by gravity. Here, beneath slow currents and air bubbles clinging to submerged leaves, another discovery waits. This time, it's a larger fragment, smooth, grounded, yet vibrant against its surroundings. The thrill is not simply in finding it, but in realizing it was always there, unnoticed by the world. And then there's the feeling when your fingertips brush a nugget, not a fragment, but an unmistakable piece of gold. Its rounded shape and polished surface tell stories of years spent tumbling in water. Holding it, the warmth of its permanence passes into your palm, a reminder that nature's treasures are deliberate, never rushed. It's a shift in perception. Suddenly, the creek seems full of possibility. Its calm pools and gravel beds transformed from ordinary into meaningful layers. The hunt doesn't end here, and the discoveries are more than physical. Once gold reveals itself, it teaches something elemental about patience and focus. Skills essential not just for treasure, but for understanding the world. Up ahead, the creek narrows, its channel twisting into new possibilities. Each bend, each patch of water holds the promise of more, a continuous search fueled by curiosity and sharpened instincts. Nature always rewards those who can read its clues, and often, the simplest truths lead to the most profound discoveries. The moment your fingers close around a gold nugget for the first time, something shifts. An understanding, a realization. This is not just a stroke of luck, it's the culmination of nature's quiet patterns revealing themselves. As I crouch at the creek's edge, eyes trained on the slow current flowing through a shallow basin, a grape-sized nugget gleams like it's been waiting for centuries. Its warm, steady weight in my hand tells a story of patience, erosion, and the power of water, a story that's far from over. Gold thrives in the calm persistence of slowing currents. The way this nugget was wedged perfectly amongst dark sand and smooth stones is no coincidence. These places act as natural traps, where water lets go of its speed and surrenders its heaviest secrets. Once you understand this, the creek transforms. Every shift in the current, every shadow cast by a boulder, becomes a potential doorway to more hidden treasure. I fan out my search along the basin's edge, sifting through patterns the water has drawn. It takes minutes, not hours, before another glint catches my eye, a smaller piece, yet unmistakable. Then another. This isn't just discovery, it's confirmation. Where there's one nugget, there's a trail. The creek has been whispering all along, and now its voice grows louder with every find. Yet beyond the excitement of these discoveries lies a deeper truth. This is not about brute force or heavy equipment. It's about paying attention, understanding water's rhythms, and trusting the quiet logic of the natural world. The nuggets I pocket are more than metal. They are proof that nature rewards those willing to observe, to listen, and to connect. As the shadows stretch across the creek, one thought lingers. If understanding this terrain can unlock so much here, what treasures might wait in places we've yet to explore? Gold follows the same natural rules no matter where you search. In suburban creeks, remote streams, or even waterways tucked behind city streets, the principles remain constant. The secret lies in learning to observe. Look for places where the current slows. The inside curve of a bend, a cluster of roots stretching into the water, or a log that creates a break in the flow. Signs like black sand are just as revealing. Tiny grains packed densely into quiet pools or settling near rocks. These clues don't require exotic locations or expensive tools. They simply ask for patience and time. Start where you are, perhaps at a nearby creek hidden in plain sight, and refine your skill. Each discovery builds your intuition, making the invisible suddenly clear. With practice, you won't just find gold. You'll uncover the traces it leaves behind. Everywhere water slows to a whisper,